And this is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor. We've got Justin up over here to my right.
Wait, which way am I looking? There we go.
To my right.
Yeah, this way.
Didn't we start this way last week? It's like a comfy pair of shoes. You put it on, you go, that was a comfortable way to start. Let's do the same next week. Actually, Justin and Slick here as well. Good morning. And, first thing both of us said, out of both of our mouths, when we saw Slick, because everybody else is saying it right now that's watching.
In the chat room.
Yeah. Slick got a haircut.
Hey, it was... What can I say? We were drinking beer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how good stories start.
He said, here, have another one. And here, feel free to, have a seat right here. Sit down, relax. And then I hear,
that's a true friend. He'll give you a haircut when you're buzzed. What was the occasion? Is there an occasion to this? I mean, is there a, big job app, maybe getting a break on, you could be on the next Big Brother. Which one is it?
No, it was a boys' night, boys' weekend in, because I was just hanging out over at Robert's house.
Right.
He wanted to take me to his barber. There's a barber just down the road from where he lives. He wanted to take me there, and he says, "Oh, I love the way she cuts hair and everything. I'll even pay for your haircut." And I went, "All right, you're paying? Deal."
She charges by the inch.
I hope not. But then all of a sudden, I'm still going about. All of a sudden, he goes, "Oh, I left my wallet at my girlfriend's house." Okay.
Yeah.
And then we drove over. He said, "Well, I can write her a check anyway." So we drove over anyway, and she was closed. To his surprise, but I didn't see where she was open on Sunday on the door. So now I'm starting to go, wait a minute here, where's it going? So we go back to the house, drink some more beer, and that's how it happened.
And that's how Slick got a haircut. Says,
That's
I'll
how
do it for
babies
you.
are made too.
Well, we didn't do any of that because of the XY chromosome mismatch thing. It's not going to work. The XXXY.
I mean, so many stories have started with, so we were drinking and her and I went back to the house and next thing you know, 9 months later, I got a kid.
Yeah.
Funny,
yada, yada, yada.
It looks like Slick.
Kid's going to come out with an afro. Boof.
No, but this whole hair trimming situation may actually play into some upcoming potential changes. We'll have to that may be taking place real soon.
You know what? I got to tell you, Justin wasn't there with us when we were at Photoshop World. It was funny, Justin. We go to this Photoshop World thing, which is this huge, or maybe it was CES, but it was this huge event. Slick is walking down the hall, and I'm not kidding you. At this point, I think Slick, the hair was the biggest it had ever been.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. It was like celebrity right there. And there'd be people who call out to him like they knew him. It would be like, hey!
That was the life of the party.
Speaking of that,
signing autographs,
speaking of that, Slick, have you heard of a company called Slick?
We have, remember?
Oh, yeah, I got a picture of you. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. They have put out a reader, an ebook reader. And I don't know. You guys, you read? Could you get into an ebook, or would you just read books on your laptop?
Do we read? I don't know, Justin.
Whoa.
See, most I'm going to read are magazines. I don't know. Justin, you read?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question there. What was that?
Well, do you read?
No, not really. I can read. I don't like to usually.
I mean, like you ever pick up a book and go through it?
What's a book?
I'm a readaholic. Here we go. Right.
What's up?
Oh, the paper thing? Oh, no.
Yeah. It's so funny.
This is about as close as I get to reading right here. Tiger Direct.
Yeah.
Or maybe once in a while, Speed Mart.
You know, it's funny. If you go into the bathroom, we have we got a little magazine rack, and you can tell which magazines are Gloria's and which ones are mine. Gloria's are going to be the Red Book, Cosmo, and mine are going to be the pamphlets from Tiger Direct, Comp USA, Newegg, and maybe even a B&H catalog.
See, when I got mine, I got a Sports Illustrated, a Tiger Direct, a ThinkGeek, Maxim.
Wait, ThinkGeek comes out with an actual catalog?
Absolutely, I get it mailed every couple weeks.
Really? I don't
yeah,
get.
they do. That's right, they do.
I don't get one. I want one.
Oh, hold on a second here.
You add me. He's gonna go get it. Add me to the mailing list. Wow. Hey, that's a new sofa he got, isn't it? I don't think he had that sofa last week.
No, I think he rearranged his setup, is what it is.
Did you get a new sofa? Oh.
No, I actually, yeah, there's a ThinkGeek right there.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
What's
it's about 50 pages.
What's new in it? Can you share with us something?
I don't know. Let's see. They got the new ThinkGeek Rock Academy.
That's the ones we play you with shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that. Let's see. You got the. You always got the Big Bang Theory is a big hit on ThinkGeek.
About time. You know what? My last interview I did with him, wasn't I telling him you guys have got to tie in with the Big Bang Theory?
Well, absolutely. They've got Star Trek stuff. They've got, of course, they've always got Star Wars. They've got Darth Vader dressed up as Lundberg from.
Wait, give us another shot of that. I got to see that.
From Office Space.
Yeah,
Darth
come on.
Vader dressed up as Lundberg from Office Space.
Here now.
Oh.
Oh.
It's great.
I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday.
Oh, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, ThinkGeek. I mean, I just have some stuff in here that just amazes me.
We got to get Shane Peterman back on the line with us. He's the Grand Poobah PR over at ThinkGeek. Great guy.
Yeah. No, to answer your question, yeah, I did actually get a new couch. This is the old one that we're trying to get rid of, and I just had no room to put it. But I got 2 new Lazy Boys. So I actually kind of wanted to do the show from the Lazy Boy today, but
Yeah.
I didn't have my laptop's camera set up right. So
Yeah. Now, do you have any?
Justin?
Go on.
Justin, hang on to the couch. I may need it.
okay.
A trip
I mean,
to San
come and
Diego
get
there,
it.
Slick.
Not. You won't need to move it, Justin.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Remember, he's got another half. He'd have to pass that by. You know that, Slick, right?
Well, what she don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. She's Asian, so I don't know if I would trust him there.
He's talking about me, of course.
Yes.
Although, does she have a sister? I'm just asking.
Oh, so that uncomfortable moment brought to you.
Awkward.
Why, is she listening? Sorry.
No. I'm home alone right now, so that's good.
No, do you have geek friends there in San Diego, Justin?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, a couple of them live actually just across the hallway here in the apartment complex.
I was thinking it'd be perfect. You invite them over, and they could do a show from the couch.
Yeah, there you go. They could just sit up and be the peanut gallery.
Yeah, we could send you a mixer, and you can hook a couple mics up to it, and they'd be a part of the show.
Yeah, maybe.
Live.
I'll ask.
In live studio audience. I get it.
Yeah, that would work.
This show recorded in front of a live studio audience.
We used to do the show at a coffee shop, and we would do the show, and nobody would pay attention to us. We would think, yeah, they're gonna like the show, yeah. And sadly, those coffee shops are all now closed.
Oh no.
I think
Actually, how about the one we used to use north of Marana, north of Tucson? That one closed too?
I think that one's gone too. Yeah.
Wow.
It's all been replaced by Starbucks.
It's a difficult business to survive in and make a profit. Although Starbucks, the price of coffee's gone up like crazy.
Another business that's struggling to survive right now is video rental stores.
But you mean like Blockbuster and stuff?
Done.
Yeah.
Gone. Game over, pal.
Yeah. Well, have you seen what they're doing now?
What's the latest thing?
Redbox has now got video games. You can go and you can pick up PS3, Xbox 360 games, and I mean,
Not going to compete with GameFly.
well, maybe not. GameFly is the mail-out one, right?
Yeah, it's the Netflix of video games.
Right. But think about it. I mean, yesterday we were at the Redbox, and I was looking, and I go, oh my God, they got games, and I was going through, and they had You Don't Know Jack.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, there's a bug there or something.
Eat it.
They had You Don't Know Jack, which I would not buy, but I would certainly like to try. So this is an opportunity for you to try it. Now, I don't know what they're charging for the game rentals. I doubt that they're $1.
Probably not. Probably more like $2 or $3 at least. But I mean, things like Blockbuster back in the day, they made a big mistake by not going digital like Netflix. They said Netflix is not going to catch on. Nobody's going to want to do it. They made the biggest mistake of their business life, and they're done. There's no way they're going to be able to recoup.
Well, one thing I think is interesting, how many people probably subscribe to Netflix now that don't get the CDs. Now, do you get the CDs?
Nope.
No, I don't either. I subscribe to the online version. And right now, I maybe watch 2 or 3 movies a month, but I have the ability to do that. Now, I'm hoping with more people that subscribe, it'll mean that they'll put better movies into the subscription.
Well, that's my big gripe about Netflix. A couple days ago, I wanted to watch a few classic movies, so I hop onto Netflix. I see. I'm searching for. You probably know the old movie. Well, not that old, but Down Periscope with Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, that's old.
I love that movie.
It is actually pretty good.
They don't have it on streaming, but yet they have all these not even B category movies. They have C and D category movies that are new released on streaming. It's like I've never even heard of these movies, and yet you don't have these good movies like Down Periscope, and I can't remember. There's another one that was a big one too, but try to find that. Again, not available on streaming. It's like, what is the business model behind Netflix? Why and how are they getting these crappy movies? I know they can't put every movie on there. There's not enough space. There's not enough time.
Right.
But their selection, the way they select what movies they put is just horrible.
Would you look at a service like YouTube? Now YouTube is doing this where you could watch a movie on YouTube with the same type of streaming, and it looks like the title's actually pretty good.
I have not heard about that.
But it's not a cheap monthly though. It's you pay per movie, and they have certain movies they'll put out for like 99 cents to kind of get the system going. But you know what? If you break it down, if you watch a couple of movies and the movies are only $2 each, 2, 4, 6, so you watch 3 movies, that's $6. Whereas if you paid for the streaming service, it's $7.99, I think. But it's rare that I go to it. My kids watch it a lot more than I do. Like once in a while, I'll watch Jim Gaffigan or I'll watch some comedy shows.
Yeah, comedy is a great thing to watch on those. Yeah,
but it just makes you wonder. I think the one that wins is going to be the one that goes with the better selection of movies. I don't know if they're going to do maybe an adult end service on it. That'll probably be a big moneymaker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, going back to Blockbuster though, you look at. Not only do I have Netflix, I've also got the PlayStation Network, which also does movies. I also have my DirecTV, which also does on demand. So why would I need to go to a store to, drive to a store to pick up a movie and, rent it to only have it for 1 or 2 days and then I have to return it, whereas I can just do it on demand. And I just think that because why?
Because I'm still a big fan of the discs because there's extra content on it that you can't get on the stream. It's not available.
Hey, Slick,
That's
it's
true.
2011. Get with the times.
No, he's right. He's got a point.
No. You guys wait. When I get ready, then you all will be at the same speed. But otherwise, just hold your horses.
I
so fast there, young
I
buck.
do like the discs because I got the Blu-ray. I can't do Blu-ray on streaming.
No, you can't. And you miss out a lot. And then, that's kind of the benefit of it. Target this week are you ready for this one? Back to the Future, the trilogy on Blu-ray for $15.
You know why?
Why?
Because the original Back to the Future trilogy that got released had lip sync issues.
Right.
So maybe that's the same one. So maybe that's why they got it so cheap.
So there's a lip sync issue. No, I think they would have pulled those, wouldn't they?
I think so. They re-released it, but I think it was not till much later. So I don't know. Maybe that's good. But I mean, $15 for a trilogy. I love Back to the Future.
Why would I buy that though? I have the DVD version. I would buy it for the extras. The Blu-ray extras are better, and that's why I do like to get the DVDs when I want to see something. Yeah, I've got the streaming. I'd rather go out and buy a DVD of a movie like, say, Transformers or True Grit because of the extras. I want to know more about the filming of it. They don't make that stuff available online.
Yeah, you can't get that. When you rent a movie online, you just get the movie and that's it.
Right.
Alternative endings, extra features, extra, where they add in all the video that was shot, director's cut, director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Director's assistant cut.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Richard Donner ended up putting out rather than them adding a secondary cut to Superman 2, they just put out a new DVD, Superman 2, Richard Donner's cut. So you got to see it how he really wanted to have it edited. Mm-hmm. When the Salkins fired him and they re-edited the picture, they took away a lot of what the darkness that Donner had put into the film. And they made it more happy-go-lucky. Well, if you watch Superman 2, the version that Dick Donner had shot, it's pretty dark. I mean, it's like gloom and doom for Superman. The Christopher Reeve Superman. They made the Zod and all of those guys really like villains. They didn't make them these bumbling idiots. And it surprised me how much a movie can change. You watch them side by side, how much a movie can change by the direction of the editing and the director itself. I think Donner's version was much better.
I never did get to see that, I don't think.
You got to check that out. I bet you that one's streaming on Netflix.
Maybe. I'll have to check it out, yeah.
That could be one of those. All right, I got a word of warning for some of you, and this is very interesting. Good friend of mine got a notice on Friday, and his internet was shut off. And the notice came from Quest, DSL, which is soon to be CenturyLink.
Yep.
That his account had been tagged for illegal downloads and the RIAA has recommended the closure of his internet service, and they shut him off. And
wow.
Now he was asking me yesterday, what are his options? And I said, well, I think your options are, number one, follow up with everybody that's in your household. Make sure your net connection is secure. Because you may actually be receiving a lawsuit from the RIAA now asking for compensation for any of the music that they said you have downloaded illegally from torrent groups. And it was listed as a torrent. So, it just, you think that's going to happen? Is he going to see, and it's not me because I have Comcast and I don't download from torrents, but is that going to be something he's going to see? If they shut off his connection, isn't the RIA going to follow up?
There's a very good possibility they will follow up, and there's been a few minor cases where just simple users who've downloaded maybe 25, 50 songs have gotten sued for millions. But they usually get settled out of court.
Yeah, but the RIA has backed off. They have intentionally backed off of suing people. Now, this other tactic you've mentioned about contacting Quest and having them shut off the internet, they're probably going to be doing a lot more of that. But because of the bad PR they got out of it, I'm not saying they were wrong. In a couple of cases, they were absolutely wrong because they went after people who didn't download it. I mean, they're responsible for it. Don't get me wrong; it's their internet service, and they're responsible for it. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do the download. And they were suing them for millions of dollars, which they're not going to get. So I'm missing the point on that. That completely loses me.
Yeah.
Well,
I could what?
I was going to say I download torrents, but I download mostly Japanese TV shows and stuff like that I can't get here in the States.
Right.
For my wife. But I use a couple different programs that help keep me more secure. And one of those programs is a paid service. It's like $4 a month, and it's called BT Guard. It's just basically an internet proxy. So whenever I go out to get a torrent, it looks like I live in Germany. Well,
and that's the crazy thing is just the torrent itself is not an illegal act. No. Torrents can be used for the transmission of files that are within the copyright laws, within the Millennium Copyright Act. So you can be within that. And I think a couple of years ago, and I want to say a book publisher, and I can't. It was a tech book publisher actually published the book on torrents so that people would read it. And then they left out a couple of things, and if you wanted it, you paid a few extra bucks, and you got the chapters that were not a part of that book, which makes sense.
No, and I've even done it too, where in the past I've downloaded software that I wanted because
careful.
But look, listen. Let me finish my point. I couldn't find a trial version of it anywhere. And I really wanted to buy it, but I didn't want to buy it unless I found it and tried it first. So I downloaded it, tried it, liked it, uninstalled it, went out and purchased it.
Yeah, I know some companies have done that.
Yeah, and I mean those are that's the and I'm very careful how to say, but that's the proper way to do things. But it's not really because it's still illegal. But the thing is, companies come out with trial versions that'd be great, but this company refused to have a trial version. So they're in a way they're inviting people to just pirate their stuff. But I liked it.
I think that's pushing it a little too far, saying that they're inviting companies to do it. I mean, I do believe that we should go within the letter of the law, and if they don't put out a trial version of it, there's a reason for that. You also open yourself up when you download, from a torrent. You do open yourself up to viruses and other problems that could occur, or and that's that's a risk you're taking when you do that. I do think that companies do have to come out. The companies should come out with trial versions of software if they expect to make anything over $50, $100, $200, and some of these companies charge $1,000. Give people 20 days to see, hey, is this software really going to do what it needs to do for me?
Absolutely.
Or have
and
a
for
killer
the record,
return
I'd like
policy.
to say one thing, that I am completely 100% legal right now. So just keep that in mind.
I have no STDs.
No, but I also use things called, my friend recommended this for me, and I just wanted to try it, but I also use a thing called Peer Block. And It's a free download. It's a free service. What this does is it runs in the background of your torrent client, and it checks all incoming IPs against a master database list that they update on a daily basis of IPs of known bad users, known, how should I say?
Spammers,
people who may be monitoring your activity. They block all those IPs, and so this list gets constantly updated. So when you're out there sharing or downloading, it's not going to allow those people to connect to you. So that's a pretty good program too. So I run that in conjunction with BT Guard, and it does slow down my connection considerably for getting torrents, but it provides a layer of protection that I'm willing to have, even though, like I said, it's just like Japanese TV shows or something like that. That's all I get right now, but still, it helps me protect. So
I don't understand really. I can only imagine how much spam we get on our forums and the blog. That try to connect. I can't understand how bad it must be on some of the torrent sites. It's got to be. I mean, it's got to be crazy.
You got to be careful about what torrent sites you go to too.
Yeah.
I tried things in the past like Pirate Bay and stuff like that, and I just didn't like them. So I actually registered for Demonoid.com. You have to be a registered user to use Demonoid, and it keeps track of your sharing ratio. I also did, at one point, get invited to be in a really underground torrent site, which I actually haven't used for a long time. But this site was a very underground site. I'm not going to name the name of it, but it allowed users to share anything they wanted, and they were completely 100% legit. And when I say legit, I mean like no viruses and full programs and stuff like that. And I mean, you really could find some really high grade illegal stuff on there. But
it was a dark net.
Yeah, basically.
ARPANET?
I didn't use it that often, and I haven't used it in over a year. I don't think my account even expired. But there's those websites that people go to, and it's not just those spam websites like Pirate Bay and stuff. Those are crap.
I don't think it exists anymore, does it?
No, Pirate Bay got shut down, I think. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I think they're still there, but they don't really host anything.
Well, it's surprising too, because we hear a lot about torrents. We hear a lot about file sharing software when it was out. LimeWire, BearShare, and all of that stuff. Nobody ever really poked at Usenet, and the Usenets have just the same capabilities. You'll find the same things at Usenet, but the problem is people don't know how to use them. They make them a little more difficult to use, and most of the times the servers are all offshore. So, and they can be used for science, they can be used for education, they can be used for community, but yes, there's just this little secret binaries area where, people get files, people get photos, people share music. That does happen. But a lot of people don't know how to access that stuff. And, it's one of those things, you don't go out and do it. You don't go out and set up here's how to use, Usenet. You just talk to people and you find out how to use it. But again, there's very, 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 very good uses to it. Now, they tried to do the same with the torrents. And, I don't know where that stands right now. But again, I think you made a big point, Justin. If people are going to expect you to buy software, make a trial version that is going to give you all of those elements. Don't put a limited trial version out. And sometimes, I know you run into problems with licensing if you have different features that are part of your software, but that's the best way to do it.
Let me ask you, Slick and Andy, let me ask you a question. When you talk about trial versions, what do you guys prefer? And maybe even everybody in the chat room too, they can chime in on this. Do you prefer a unlimited trial version, or an unlimited version of the software for 30 days, where it's completely unlocked? It is the full purchased version for 30 days. or do you prefer a unlimited 50% capacity software?
Well, for me, I see his point. Slick looks
Do you see
like
what I'm saying?
Slick looks
Not on the 50%.
Okay, like a version of a software that only has certain aspects of it unlocked, but you can use it forever.
Oh, the free version.
Yeah.
That's a tough
Okay.
one.
What do you guys prefer? I prefer the one that's 100% unlocked for 30 to 45 days or whatever.
Right. To give you, depending on the software too, and how,
Yeah, because
I think how
use the
complicated.
software for what it can do. I don't want to see what it could do. I want
Right.
to see what it can do.
Well, my thoughts are, and Slick, we'll get to yours. My thoughts are, I'd rather use the software for 15 days unlimited, if it had to be, unlimited, rather than 30 days locked or 50% capability. I want to see what the program can do. You know, there might be something in that program that I may need to use to try out, and then that would be the factor that I would want to buy that software based on. Movie, for example, Reveal, the Reveal software. You know, you can download a trial and give it a shot, and it gives you the full capability of the software to try out for 15 days. That is a software that I tried, liked it so much, I went and bought it because it did everything I saw in that full 15 days. It did everything that it said it would do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up sending me a copy anyway, so I kind of defeated the purpose. But but it is one of those things that it's a completely valuable, important software to use. Now, 30 days. I think you get 30 days with Adobe. You know, you can download the Creative Suite.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 30 days you can go through that program. But that's why I say plan your downloads. If you're planning to use a program like Lightwave or Maya or Photoshop Elements or Photoshop or one of those, plan it out. Don't sit there and download it and then not use it. It's your 30 days will run up, and unless you reinstall everything, you're screwed. Slick?
That's me. That's been my problem because they'll go, "Hey, we're giving you a free trial. Go ahead and download and try it." And I've gotten out of it. I used to be horrible with it. Used to be really bad with it. But I would download it and go, "Oh, this is neat," because I come across it.
Yeah.
And I download it and install it. And then I'd go, all right, tomorrow I'll come back and I'll try it out, or next day or whatever. Weekend's coming up, I'll try it out. No, didn't
Something
happen.
happens and you didn't get a chance to try it.
There was something that happened to me recently. I bought a new Blu-ray burner, and I was telling you about this last week. And it came with Cyberlink. Cyberlink, yeah. And so I went to go burn a Blu-ray using the free software that came with it, and it said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have the right version of this. You need to go and purchase this version to do high definition Blu-ray." And I'm thinking, Blu-ray is for high definition, and you're not even giving me the capability of doing it. So I was like, whatever. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to give it a shot. So I follow the link that they sent me to the page to buy the software that they told me that I need. I bought it, downloaded it, installed it, went to go burn a Blu-ray, and it goes, "Oh, no, see, you bought Power Director. You need Power Producer," which is only another $199.
Oh, my God.
And I just flipped. I contacted the company. I was like, "Give me my money back." It was a digital download.
Right.
"Give me my money back. I don't want this. This is crap. I mean, you guys are, you gave me the wrong software. I don't want Power Director. I want Power Producer. I want to have the way to burn high-definition Blu-rays." Right. Anyway, long story short, after about a week and a half of battling with them, they finally said, "Okay, we'll do a refund, but you need to sign this agreement and follow these instructions to complete the refund process." And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to have me click on this software that will verify that it's uninstalled or whatnot.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense.
All it was a document that said, "I promise to remove the software and not to use it."
Jeez. Well,
Really?
hopefully you did.
Oh yeah, no, I have no. And I thought about that. I was like, well, I could keep it on my system, but then I thought, no, because with this day and age, with all these programs that check online for updates and stuff, what are the chances that if I were to launch that program, it goes online and checks and says, "Wait a second, that software has been supposed to have been removed and it's still licensed," then they can sue me. So I was like, nah, I don't even want it. I had no use for it. I got rid of it. They gave me my money back. So
See,
And besides, that would be wrong.
that would be wrong. And kids, we don't do that here
That's
at
a
Tech Talk Radio.
bozo no. I don't understand
Shame
it.
on you.
Why does a company, and I used to get this too, you go out and you buy yourself a drive, you get the drive pretty cheap, and they throw in some software in there, but the software does half of what you need it to do. If I'm going to buy a burner, give me a burner that will burn the stuff. That'll give me all those capabilities. I think part of the problem too is in this case, you're buying codecs. You're buying, software that's based on codecs, and they pay for those codecs.
Yes.
It's like fonts. When you buy a copy of Corel, you get a certain amount of fonts.
Yep.
They pay for those fonts to be included in Corel and Photoshop and all of those graphics programs that use fonts. Even Office, they pay for fonts. So when it doesn't have a font that you want to use, and you go online, you go, well, I have to buy a font. That's because somebody created that. And so you're paying for the license of that font. So that's another reason why people go online and they pay for these things. You pay for a codec, you pay for a font. That's basically what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, every time you get QuickTime, Apple is collecting off the QuickTime because they own the QuickTime codec, for example.
Absolutely. DivX, same thing. You go to DIVX, and it's
MPEG.
a compressed AVI. It's a great format. I love it. But now
One of the ones that I was surprised at was MPEG.
Yeah, MPEG's another one.
I thought MPEG was just MPEG. I didn't know it was a codec that the MPEG group actually got paid for.
Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that Motion Picture Entertainment Group or something like
Yep.
that? Yeah, because it's a way of delivering your content. Gloria was mentioning something the other day, and I don't want to get back to Netflix, but she was commenting to me that we were watching. What were we watching on Netflix? Oh, Dude, Where's My Car? Right?
It's in the garage, right?
No, the movie.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
So we're watching that, and she noticed that at the end of the movie, the credits started looking really bad on the screen. Because we both tend to watch credits. I always like to see if there's somebody I know that, produced the film or worked as a gaffer, worked as a light or sound guy, because I've worked in the business for a while, so I always like to see that. And it was almost like unreadable. And I told her, I says, that's the way Netflix distributes its content. Is you're watching a movie, and maybe in the parts where there's not a lot of action or where there's credits, that's how the science of their algorithm and delivering that content to you, they'll degrade the quality because it's credits. Yeah.
Ooh.
And if you think about it, man, I hate television that does this now. You're watching
Well,
a movie on TBS.
Go fast. Like,
It's like, how the hell am I supposed to? They squeeze it and they move it like 20 miles an hour. They're only doing it just to meet the requirements of the of the guild that they have this stuff in there.
Yeah.
yep, that's true.
Like that.
That's true.
It's like it showed exactly what happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And we're talking about codecs. You're thinking about that's how Netflix delivers its content based on the ability to adjust the algorithm of the video based on your connection. There's a couple of sites out there when you compress video and you put it up on the web, you can do it for many different speeds. And as the speeds adjust, the quality will adjust. So you may have this great picture, then you might have this degraded, blocky picture, depending on the person's connection.
There's
All right,
a great example. There's a great example of bad transformation on cable TV right now. It's been driving me crazy. I've noticed it in other movies and television shows, but this one is consistent, and it's driving me absolutely nuts. On this, they rebranded the channel. It's now called The Hub. It's for kids and families and stuff.
Yes.
Plays a lot of cartoons and all that kind of stuff. They also play the old 1960s television series Batman.
Right.
Now, if you catch the opening of the show, they'll do the setup scene, and then they go into and they do the theme song with the cartoon.
Right.
Listen to it very, very closely. It'll
Right.
go. I'm like, really? You couldn't have fixed this? You have to. It happens every episode.
What
Every episode.
are they changing the tune? Is it, you think that's it?
Whatever the processing was that was used, just tore up the theme, tore it apart.
My wonder is, did they change the theme so they didn't have to pay a license to the music copyright holder, which is what they did with episodes of Chips? Do you remember that? Chips came back on television and they changed the theme. So
no, this is the original theme. This is like, as I've heard this before, this is like when, if you've ever noticed sometimes on Skype, it'll happen. You'll be talking to somebody and they won't be there, but then when they come back, there's like catching up, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
a
a television station in this market, Justin. Slick, I don't know if you've seen it. I want to say it's KWBA. It's the WB channel.
58?
Yeah. I think it's 3 on my cable system. And we watch like 2.5 Men at 6 o'clock and other shows. But often we'll see it looks as though the show is pixelated. Not pixelated with pixels. I mean, it's like blotchy. It's not smooth. It's like not running at 24 frames per second or 29 frames per second. It's running at a different, maybe 20 frames per second or 22, where you see like this real choppiness to the video.
Okay. Yeah.
And I always wonder if it's us or if it's a cable company or it's how they're delivering it.
It's probably how they're delivering it. It's probably how they're encoding it on their end.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you work at a TV station.
Well, duh. Here, pop quiz, smart guys.
Yeah.
You got to buzz in to answer this.
Okay.
Who can tell me the difference between MPEG and AVI?
Oh,
Slick.
The codec, AVI codec is, because I had to look this up.
Done. Stop.
It's not the codec?
Andy?
What? It's compression, basically. That's all it is. It's all compression. Really?
AVI is, contrary to popular belief, AVI is not a codec. AVI is just a container for a codec.
Oh,
so
you're
AVI
right.
So AVI contains the MPEG?
Yes, AVI is just a container for a file delivery. It's just the container.
That's right.
Ah.
That's right. That's what the difference was. That's what I had to look up.
So is that
Gotcha.
why you can take a DVD and copy the file from a DVD to your hard drive and then rename that file as an AVI and then be able to watch it?
That's partly the reason. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
because it's just a container. VOB is another container.
VOB. Yeah, VOB. That's it. You can move a VOB and rename it and then watch it. That's
Exactly.
right.
So it's just whether the program will recognize the container, but once it recognizes the container, it's got to be able to understand the contents of the container, and that's where the codec comes into play. MPEG, H.264, which is the new the Blu-ray and the broadcast television. We broadcast in H.264, so that's how we at Fox we do that.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Was there a big conversion? I mean, I know you can't give away secrets, but was there a big conversion involved in going to HD? Were you there, or had they already done it?
They had already done it, but I mean, it was a complete conversion from my understanding. So yeah, I mean, it was all new equipment, all new process of doing things, and I think we actually launched the station because it was prior a CW station. So I think we relaunched it as a Fox station with high definition right off the bat with news and everything. So I know it was a giant cluster when it happened, but they were successful and got it working, and now we're chugging along, going into the next age of new automation systems and stuff like that.
Now, at your station, do you have makeup people, or do the anchors have to do their own makeup?
Oh yeah, good question.
The anchors actually do their own makeup.
Yeah,
because that was my surprise kind of here when I was reading stories about the conversion. A couple of stations around here were converting to HD for the newscast. And like, yeah, we got to learn to figure out how to put up our own makeup and stuff like that. And I'm going, wow.
Well, no, I mean, you look at the
they have
big
consultants
stations,
for that. Yeah,
you look at the big stations like CBS National. Now, one of our anchors actually left our station to go to CBS National out of LA, and he was very surprised when he went to go do it that when he would show up in the morning to get ready, he would have a chair waiting for him with a makeup artist.
nice.
So yeah, so he would just sit there and read his Twitter and do his stuff, get ready and get ready for his scripts, and they put the makeup on him. But yeah, locally, anchors do their own.
Now is Phil Blauer still an anchor out there?
Who?
Phil Blauer. He's an old friend of mine from Palm Springs, and he
Don't know.
he moved out there. How about Jeff and Jer? Are they still out there?
Jeff and Jer?
Yeah, they do a radio show.
Yeah, they're yes, they're still
Yeah.
out there.
Did they get let go and then brought back, or are
Yeah,
they still?
they were at a station, a Clear Channel station, and Debbie, who used to be the big person here in Tucson, went out there and basically fired them because they were making some pretty good dig. Jerry used to be my agent when I came here, and I still owe Jerry a lot of money. But when he came here when we came here to Tucson, he was the agent that did the deal, and fired them, and they were off the air for almost 2 years. And word I heard is that they actually bought into another station, and and I think they were getting back on the air there, but I'm not sure if they've done it at all yet. But they're great guys, wonderful
Jeff
guys.
And Jer?
Yes,
They're on.
oh, they are cool. They're great guys.
They're on one of the stations. I don't know exactly which one, but yeah, they're on one of them.
I think what had happened too is they put on John Jay and Rich in San Diego,
They did.
and they didn't last very long in San Diego.
No, they didn't.
But
They lost. Yeah, they lost when they lost the San Diego station. They also lost another one at the same time.
oh wow, jeez, not good. But at least they're on more stations than I'm on.
Now, another thing too is we also don't even we broadcast 3 channels inside of our one transport stream that over the air. So we've got our main channel, which we call our .1, which is Fox. We've also just recently added Antenna TV, which is kind of like a Nick at Night of sorts. It's like all the old TV programs.
Oh, I like that TV's doing that now.
The 50s, the 60s, and 70s and stuff like that. And then we have this TV. This TV
This is good.
is another one that is all it is like old movies.
This TV is phenomenal. They could take a 1 hour and a half long movie and make it 4 hours long.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh, I don't mind the commercials. Yeah. I was watching. What was I watching last night on this? There was something I was checking out. Tonight is Colors, Sean Penn's movie. Yeah, and again, it's now an 8-hour miniseries. Lots of spots.
I hate to say this, but when I spent the weekend last weekend over at Robert's house,
Yeah.
I'm not anti-cable, I'm not anti-satellite, but over at Robert, because he's refocusing his finances and household finances and everything. So he kept cable for internet,
Right.
but he dumped satellite television, and he doesn't have cable television. He went out and bought a couple of I didn't get a chance to tell you this story yet. He went out and bought a couple of digital television receivers.
Oh.
For add-ons. He went, and I was helping him. I was trying to find out where in town he could get them. I mean, the places we thought we could get them, couldn't get them. There was only one place he was able to find them.
Like Best Buy?
Target.
You mean they didn't? Target had it, but Best Buy didn't have it.
No, did not have it.
That's interesting.
And so he got a couple of them. Just one for. He's got a couple of TV. Just put one in his bedroom, one in the living room.
Right.
So he went to work, and I'm hanging out at his house alone, going through his underwear drawer. Stuff that and flicking around on the channels. And learning about the new digital programs that we have here, because I was familiar with Channel 13 KOLD locally, having 13.1, 13.2, and 13.3.
Live, local, late breaking.
Right.
Thank you for that, Andy.
Gloria still likes it when I say that.
But to my surprise, I won't go too deep into this because our viewers, our audience members who are not from Tucson, not in Tucson, I know this is going to go right past you. So real quick, the Channel 4, the NBC affiliate, only seems to have one channel, to my surprise. Now, the PBS station, which I expected, has a couple of channels, with all their, I think it's up to 6 different channels that they're broadcasting. I love it. It's great. I think it's great. I love PBS.
No, but you got a point there. I mean, a lot of the things I got DirecTV, and I don't watch half the channels they give me. I mean, I pretty much just watch network TV, which is broadcast for free over the air.
Hey, I got a question for you. I got a question for Justin. Did they give you shirts at Fox 5?
I've been asked for those for a long time, but no, we don't have any right now. The photographers, they've got theirs.
I don't feel so bad then because I had to buy mine. $120 shirts. And, now I wear them and people think I'm a geek because they know I'm not doing my segment on Channel 13 anymore. But they cost me $120.
I kind of boycotted it. They didn't give me a shirt. So what I started doing was wearing shirts from T-Shirt Hell. The shirts are just so raunchy and so inappropriate, but yet they're so funny.
I like the geeky ones. Those are the good ones I like.
They got some geeky ones too.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about buying a shirt from a company that you work for and you kind of regret it later because I bought a Clear Channel shirt.
See, they made you pay for your shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
This is even worse than that. One of the assistant engineers, he was like, because I guess he needed one. I wanted a polo with the Clear Channel logo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it was, Dave. Yeah. And he was like, listen, I got to get a couple. He said, I'm going around. Does anybody else need one, want one? He says, it's going to cost you, you're going to have to pay for it. He said, but I probably can get a real good price on it if I get a bunch of them. And some of us, not a lot of us, but some of us said, yeah. And then the ones who were skeptical, properly skeptical, said, are you kidding? No way. So I have a Clear Channel shirt hanging in my closet, which I received just before I was fired.
Great.
No. I did have a couple shirts that I bought from T-Shirt Hell that are actually appropriate to talk about on the radio. But my coworker friend just had a baby recently, and so I bought him a few Baby Hell. They have this new section called Baby Hell
For kids, yeah.
for kids, and so one of the shirts says, "I was just born and I already hate the Yankees," because he hates the Yankees. So, and then the other one that was even better, and you guys are just gonna pee yourself laughing on this one. And they got one for dads and one for moms, but it's for the baby. But it says, "All mommy wanted was a back rub."
I love that one. That's good.
Or all daddy wanted was a beep.
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
not gonna say it, but you get the idea.
I love the mommy one.
Yeah. All mommy wanted was a back rub. So I got him those two, and he just loves them.
Yeah, she got a back rub, all right. She got a backside rub.
Oh my God, that's phenomenal.
I need to take a break.
All right, yeah. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, here's the deal. Starting up next week, we're all in agreement on this, right? We're going to give it a shot. Tech Talk Radio is going to move to a new time slot. We're going to be on at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. So 8 a.m.
Bright and early.
Bright and early, 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is going to be a little better because, as you know, we do the show in Tucson, Arizona. I'm doing the show from my, palatial estate, the garage studio. I've got a fan over here. That's the only thing that keeps me cool, and it is about 115 degrees here in the studio. So,
ouch.
we're going to
So
start.
once again, Andy can't take the heat.
That's right. I won't disagree with you there. So we're going to be starting up at 8 o'clock, going till 10. So 8 till 10. And this actually may work in better because we may be able to get back on the air on a broadcast station. So we'd be doing this as both a broadcast and a video show as well. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of Tech Talk Radio in 5 minutes. And we're back for hour number 2 of Tech Talk Radio. And Slick and Justin here with us. We've just been talking about ThinkGeek. I was just thinking, did they ever send us anything? I can't think of one thing they ever sent us.
I can think of 10 things I want them to send us.
Well, when I lived in my own apartment, I think my goal was to geek out my apartment, and CBS sent me over some Big Bang Theory posters. I got those, and I remember Roomba sent me over or iRobot sent me over a Roomba, so I had that kind of geek thing going, and that was about it. I think that's as far as I got. I was going to do the whole Elements shower curtain. I was going to do some stuff in the kitchen. We were going to do the pizza cutter.
There's a shirt that I used to have from ThinkGeek that I had to kind of get rid of it because I was labeled as an uber nerd. But the shirt said, "There are only 10 types of people in the world: those who understand binary and those who don't." But if you look at it, it's not 10; it's 10, which is 2.
Ah, I see. Well, the one I wanted to get is and I thought this was phenomenal, and I think I did put a request in, and I never got it. It was, "There's no place like 127.0.0.0.
Yep.
A floor mat.
Yeah.
Was it .0 or was it .1?
Yeah, .1.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your local address.
Yep, 127.0.0.1.
Yeah. All
Pay
right,
loop back, yeah.
you gave us a question earlier, and I've got one for you, Justin.
Okay.
What does AVI stand for?
AVI.
Yeah.
Audio, video,
Ooh.
interlaced. I don't know.
Oh, you're so close. Audio, video, interleave.
Interleaved.
Interleaved,
See,
yeah.
I knew it. That's a gimme.
All right, MPEG?
We already said that. Motion Picture Entertainment Group.
Nope. Moving Picture Experts Group.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got me.
And that's actually not that old a format, really. I think it's going to be it's an older format than AVI, but it's not that old when you think about things.
How about H.264? Mm-hmm.
Stands for H.264.
Ding, 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 ding. Tell him what he won, Johnny.
That's funny.
I don't know what the H stands for. I think it means high or high def or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I have no clue. As long as it looks good. What takes up more space? Uncompressed AVI, MPEG, or H.264?
what takes up more space?
Yeah.
Uncompressed AVI. That's the one I'm going
Thank you,
for.
Slick.
8264.
Yeah. No, Slick's got it right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've always measured file. I've always had problems moving video multimedia files around. And that was the one that's given me the biggest problems.
You know, speaking of that, we had, at the news station, we record a lot of pretty much every one of our, what am I thinking the word I'm thinking for? The news. We record every project, everything we do for the news, every news segment we record, and that takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I had to build a new storage server, a new RAID server.
Ooh.
Take a guess how much space we had.
10 terabytes.
10 terabytes.
Yeah.
10 terabytes. Okay, so no, you're a little off. We had 12 servers. Each
Right.
server contained 10 1 terabyte drives.
So 10 terabyte each server. So you have basically 120 terabytes?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
That's
it
what I
filled
would have
up.
guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that particular one that I was just talking about, that's an older one. That already is filled up. I
Yeah.
just built another one yesterday that is 74 terabytes. RAID 5.
Which will work until until there's a new format available that you can compress that better. Like, actually, I got into the habit of videos that I no longer am working with, and I want to store them, but I don't want to store them as I don't want to store them on the disk, or I don't want to, and I want to have them as a digital file in case I need anything. Is what I'll do is I'll actually store them as flash video FLVs, because with Adobe you can actually open them up in Adobe and still work with them, and then save them out to a different format. If I'm not going to be using them again, but I still want to have the footage available,
Yeah.
I'll do that. I know.
But it was crazy though, just building all that terabyte. I mean, trying to initialize the RAID just took forever to try to build that. 74 terabytes, just insane.
Wow, that's great. Now, do you have a indexing system that you've also built to go with that, or did somebody have to weed through it and go, okay, let's find the tape of the mayor of San Diego, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
They've got a proprietary software web page that will actually index all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I like that. All right,
Hey, back to video.
Yeah.
Real quick. We were talking in the first hour about video and video services and Netflix and all that kind of stuff. I was gonna throw this in conversation if it had fit, and I didn't think it did, so I let it go. But then while we were in break, I was reading the website, and I didn't know this, and maybe you don't even know this, Andy. We have a place in town called Casa Video.
Right.
We were talking about getting video, video tapes, DVDs, Blu-ray discs from places where you go to the store and you rent them and you bring them home and that kind of stuff. And and Justin was saying how those businesses they're going away. Well, we have one in town. And their specialty has always been the stuff that that's not in the regular stores. It's the hard to find videos, the D movies, not the B movies, the D movies,
Right.
those kind of stuff. Well, Casa Video, as it turns out, CasaVideo.com, their website, they will mail you the videos.
nice.
So they'll probably have a national service now instead of just Tucson. I mean, if you're in Maine and you want to get a really obscure video or something from Casa Video here in Tucson, you could probably get an account and have them shipped up to you.
And they'll supply both VHS and DVD, from what I understand, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's something to check out. Casa Video. I'll put a little link in the chat room. But it's CasaVideo.com.
Cool. I like it.
Very cool.
Their movie selection is really good. We're talking, you want to find an old Humphrey Bogart movie, there's a place to do it. You can't do that, these days. It's more difficult.
I remember in '97 when I was in high school, I had a history class and I needed to find, I think the movie, it was called Bridge Over the River Kwai. I think that was it.
Yeah, that was an okay
And
film.
I had to find that for a project, and I had just moved to Tucson. I didn't know where anything was, and then it was off of it wasn't Casa Video off of Grant or something, or close to Grant.
Speedway.
It's Speedway.
Speedway.
Yeah.
Speedway. There was one that was off of Grant and Alvernon, I think, or something. I thought it was called Casa Video.
Bookman's?
No, that's
No, not that. It was a little tiny video store off of Grant and Alvernon. I want to say, but
right.
I think it was
Oh,
called
there
Casa
used to be.
Video.
You're right. There was.
Yeah.
There was.
It was like in
Yeah.
a strip mall, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
kind of, strip mall. Yeah. And so I went there and I had to drive all the way downtown or to there. And I, living in Oro Valley, I had no idea where anything was. So, and this is before GPS. And so I was using a map and trying to find it. But I found it and I found that movie. And it was crazy how much old movies they had there.
Right.
So
That's cool.
That's interesting that you couldn't find that particular movie. That's considered The Bridge Over the River Kwai is a classic. Does this sound familiar?
yeah.
If you could whistle, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could whistle, yeah.
Oh, I can. I was trying to save the microphone, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Alec Guinness.
people hit the high notes. Boy, I am getting old. Wow.
See,
Hey guys, by the way,
What?
we have a birthday upon us.
Who?
We have a major, major birthday upon us. Email turns 40 today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 40 years ago, they were emailing?
Email turns 40 years old today. I'm going to put a link into
Ben
the chat
Surf
room
and
right
the boys.
now. Yep. And this link right here talks a little bit about the history of email, and it's going into there. It's got some information about back in the day when it first came out. Let's see here. 1971, the first email is sent. The two computers were sitting right next to each other. The first email message that was ever sent
Right.
was all the keys of the top row. QWERTY UIOP.
Wow.
Let's see, another major milestone here. 1978, first copies of early web browsers are distributed through Usenet, an early online bulletin board. Birthplace of flame wars and trolling. Let's see here.
Miracle Mile, 1971.
1994, one of the web's first social networking sites, GeoCities, was founded.
I remember
Oh, I
GeoCities,
remember that. Which Yahoo wound up purchasing.
And then they
Yeah,
basically
and then-
killed it.
Yeah, they killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, here's a really good one. Remember, okay, everybody knows AOL and their famous, welcome, you've got mail.
Oh, yeah.
Can anybody tell me who the person was without looking at that link I just sent?
No.
Who the person was that recorded that word?
Robert Mitchum.
His name was Elwood Edwards.
And what is Elwood Edwards doing now?
I have no idea. Somebody should look that up and tell us about it.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah.
97, Microsoft buys Hotmail for $400 million. 97, Microsoft Outlook is first released. And another one here is, let's see here. Oh, in 1982, this is going back a little bit from that, the first ever smiley emoticon was invented by Scott Fallman.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a history of email, but yet today email turns 40.
What happened? And I'm just wondering, what did we use before we used Outlook? Because I've used Outlook, I think, since it came out. Did we use Thunderbird?
Thunderbird was
No. What was it?
post Outlook.
Yeah, that's right. Slick? You have the answer there, Slick?
I have the answer.
All right.
Anybody remember a little old program that I love so dear and still do to this day? I hope they bring it back. Program called Eudora.
Eudora, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
never tried
I
Eudora.
I love Eudora.
Yeah.
I did it on the as a trialware.
Right.
Because they had a trialware version and they wanted you to buy. Later on, they had other versions you could buy, and the trialware was so good.
Yeah.
I started paying for it right after. It was really good.
Here's another question then.
Right.
So in 2004, a little-known company created a competing online email client to compete against Hotmail. Can anybody guess what was released in 2004 that has become synonymous with email today?
Client or service?
Client. Well, service.
Be Gmail.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gmail.
Gmail.
I
I don't
actually
know what.
got-
What do you like better? And you know what? I just tried Yahoo Mail. And I have a Yahoo account. It's TechtalkRadio at yahoo.com. And then I have one, Gloria and Andy at yahoo.com. And then I have one. It's like, how many Yahoos can you have? But I use the TechTalk. I just started using TechTalk Radio at yahoo.com. And they've got a new mail interface, which actually looks pretty good.
I never liked Hotmail. I never liked Yahoo because when I would sign up for those, I'd always get within a month or two, it'd just be full of spam. And once I got Gmail, I still to this day, I got invited to Gmail back when it was first released back in 2004 as a beta client, invite only.
Right.
I got invited since then. I still have the same email account today from Gmail, and I do not get spam.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Gandalf in the room just said Spam City. The one thing I didn't like about the Yahoo and the new boot up that I tried is I go to log into my browser and there's an ad to the right on my mail program. It says meet singles in your area, and it's got some sexy, salacious, girl on there. And it's like, you know what? I don't need that. With Gmail,
Well,
I don't have to.
Wait a minute. What was the company that was advertising?
I don't even know. I didn't click through.
Okay.
I don't know, but I mean,
curious.
It was like to the point where I thought, well, I guess maybe I don't need this. I would actually like Gmail better because Gmail interfaces with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get a Gmail voice number yesterday as well for my business. I mean, I got the number 477 Webs. How perfect is that for a website? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's great. So, with the Gmail service, the voice service, all of that stuff, and it tied into YouTube, it just makes it a better package.
I used to be a huge Yahoo fan. Used to be, and I still have a couple of Yahoo accounts. Got a professional and personal.
Yeah. Right.
And they're trying, and I know I can't get everything for free, but I want it. But I can't get it, and I understand, it's a business. I get it. They try to compete by saying unlimited storage with Yahoo. That's cool. Very nice. However,
you had to pay for it.
Well, you got to pay. No, you got to pay for the POP3.
Right.
And they don't have IMAP. With Google, you get free POP3 and free IMAP, and with AOL, you get free POP3 and free IMAP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Call.
Yeah. You want me to switch our mail service to an IMAP service, right? What is the benefit of IMAP over POP3?
Who you asking? Which guy?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll answer it then. POP3 is a download, for those of you who don't know. POP3 is where you download. It's Post Office Protocol number 3.
Right.
Where you're able to download your messages from the server that they're being stored on. You store them down to your computer. And then they're off the server. They're gone. The only place they exist anymore ever is on your computer. Think of IMAP as mirroring.
Right.
I entered in message application protocol. I don't remember what the I stands for. Maybe
Internet?
International Messaging. Oh, well, you're probably right. Internet. Okay. It could be. I just don't remember exactly what it stands for. But with IMAP, you're able to do this. IMAP is like using Outlook on your computer. So I'm logged into Outlook, okay, and I fire it up, and I got it connected to my email account through the IMAP service.
Right.
The IMAP service does not download the messages off of the server. It downloads the headers. It says you have 200 messages. Here are the subjects. Here's the sender. Here are the dates. And that's it. Mm-hmm. And it goes like that. So if I open up the message, it'll open it up. It'll save it on the computer. If I delete the message, it'll delete it on the server.
Okay. All right.
Now, Gandalf just posted a really good link in the chat room there that talks about what you just basically said, Slick, where the differences between POP and IMAP. POP, yeah, you said Post Office Protocol. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. And then it has a really nice little advantages and disadvantages down at the bottom where POP is relatively straightforward and faster. IMAP keeps a copy, like you said, but it's slower, but it's more redundant. So that's good. I like that. Thanks, Gandalf.
See, this is the thing. I hate when you have, a couple of emails and they're on, accounts and they're on different servers, and you actually, delete one from one, then you got to delete from the other. I work with somebody in one of my businesses that likes to have, are you ready for this? A staff of 10 people, and she likes to have all of their email come into her computer. So basically what we have is and then she can't, and it becomes a logistical nightmare. She wants to be able to have access to all of their emails, their salespeople. They download email, it stays on the server. So then she downloads the email, but she can't have it pull from the server when she downloads, so it stays on the server. So what happens is eventually their email crashes. They come to me and I say, okay, time to clear out the emails. Because, frankly, if you don't delete it, it's going to keep piling up and piling up and piling up. And that's she doesn't understand that that's actually a problem. So instead, she'd rather just have to go through that than, let people just do their business and hope they're doing it right. You know what I mean?
We have a user at Fox who is constantly complaining about how her Outlook is so slow. And every time I go over to her computer and take a look,
mail's full?
She's got 5,000 unread messages in her inbox. And I'm like,
Gloria
and
does that.
You got to clean this stuff out. But she's a producer, so she gets thousands of emails a day. So I can't even imagine getting that many. I think the most I've ever gotten in a day was a couple hundred at the most. But just to get thousands of emails a day, and yeah, it clogs up your inbox.
Well, a lot of people don't know how to block email too. They'll get email that they don't want anymore, and they'll try to unsubscribe. They won't, and they'll just get the junk mail. They don't know how to fish that stuff out as junk. And then what happens is they reinstall their operating system, or they move to a new computer. They don't know how to copy those junk filters over, so they start all over again. And that could be just a pain in the butt. But I don't know, email programs. I that's another reason I like Gmail. You can set it up that if you have certain email accounts, like if you want to go to Fridays and sign up, or Chili's and sign up to be part of you can just have it all go to a Gmail account. Then you keep your business account free, which that's the nice thing about Gmail and some of those other services that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, email management. It takes you got to sit down and spend a day trying to figure out what your strategy is going to be. I messed up probably just like most people do. When I started using email, everything in the inbox, don't delete anything until I'm ready. I let it fill up. Like in my Yahoo accounts, I think each of them. I know how this is going to sound, but it's because I haven't been on top of it.
That's
I got
what I
50,000
love.
messages in each one.
Yeah.
50,000.
That's what I love. That's what I love about Gmail. I have not deleted a single item. And kind of the thing about Gmail too is even if you delete it, it's still there. But I still have
true.
emails from the day one. The very first email I ever got on Gmail, I still have it.
I think I do too. Actually, I have Outlook email accounts, and I have Outlook email going all the way back to 99 that I've stored from all previous versions of Outlook and all that, and they're stored as PSTs. So if I need to, I could just retrieve them, and get them this way. And I love that. I love that capability. So I already said, hey, you said this. Look at this.
Exactly. That's what the PSTs, but they're notorious for getting corrupt, though. PSTs, they get to a certain size, they get corrupt, and then everything's gone.
Yeah, 2 gigs used to be the limit. I think they've changed that now in the new version of 10, which we still haven't got our hands on, but I think all of that has changed the way that your email is handled. It used to be 2 gigs, and then you can only have so many emails as well. And I think before you started seeing, slowdowns and everything else, I love to be able to just weed it out. And I found a program not that long ago, an organizing program, and I'll have to post this on the website because we looked at it and I was very impressed with it, that went in and removed alternates, duplicates, the whole bit, and really helped clean up systems. So it was good.
I got a strategy that I'll recommend that I wish I had got on at day one, but if you haven't thought about how to manage your email, or you haven't come up with a plan that's going to work for you, try this. This is as simple as I can get it. And if you guys got simpler, let me know. But this is as simple as I've been able to make it. Leave your inbox the way it is. Let all the crap, everything, just come into your inbox. However, do create at least one folder, maybe more, but at least one, where if anything arrives in your inbox that you need to keep or you're going to refer to at a later date that you're not going to delete, it comes out of the inbox immediately. It's got to come out right now into a folder.
Yeah, good
because
point.
That way you can just go empty my inbox, get rid of everything.
Right.
I'm kind of afraid though of deleting some stuff. I mean, yeah, if it's genuinely spam and I really know I'm not going to need it, I delete it. But there are so many messages in there where I'm like, I don't really think I'm going to need this, but I'm afraid to delete it. So I keep it in there, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
What's the legalities? Does anybody know what the legalities is on the use of email as proof of stuff in legal cases?
Oh yeah, it can be totally put in as evidence into court.
Because it's time stamped, date stamped, the whole bit, right?
IP address stamped, all that stuff. Yeah, Gmail tracks all that, and Gmail has that whole the way they do business is do no harm. So if the police come knock on their door saying, hey, give us the IP address of this user for this email, here you go.
Have any of you used your Facebook email yet?
I was
Facebook
only
email?
offered.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you have a Facebook email. You can actually email, like me, you can email me, TechtalkRadio at Facebook.com, and I'll get the email.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't invited.
Yeah, you were.
No, it's still no, it's not. It's still a slow rollout because I have 2 Facebook accounts. I got the personal and the professional.
Right.
They gave me a Facebook.com email address on my personal account.
Right.
But they didn't give it to my professional. My professional I've had longer, and I use it more.
Now, you can't retrieve it like through a pop or anything else. You only can retrieve it as a message that comes in through your Facebook.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now, there was speaking of Facebook, there was a lot of talk this week about Facebook, and a lot of people upset at this. And I don't know if you noticed that Wireless ended up removing everything from Facebook about your pictures and your photo recognition. And I guess this is causing a lot of people to get upset. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, okay, explain. I did not follow this. What happened now?
Apparently, a new tool is being used regarding facial recognition, and there's actually I want to say a senator or a congressman that's in Connecticut that is throwing up red flags. And the downside to this is facial recognition on Facebook is enabled by default. So it's not like something you could turn on to say, hey. So that way, say like you were in a crowd and you've tagged a bunch of pictures of yourself, or your friends have tagged pictures of you, and there's a picture of a crowd, and you're there with somebody you're not supposed to be with, or you're just there somewhere you're not supposed to be, facial recognition features come on and it tags you. Hey, look, so-and-so was here.
Oh, no way.
So that's causing a lot of people to get really upset at the whole idea of facial recognition, and that people could be tagged. And I noticed it's already worked on a couple of instances. I take a lot of pictures. I post a lot of pictures up on my Facebook where it's suddenly pulling in tags for people that aren't that I haven't really even said who this person is. It's saying, oh, this is Justin. Actually, I found a picture of Justin, and I think it tagged you, Justin, but I took the tag off from a Gentle Ben's broadcast that I did where you've got two girls hugging on you.
What?
Yeah, and one of them is wearing a toga, and she's barely popping out.
Okay, I got to see this. You got to show me what you're talking about here.
Did you say she wasn't home right now, Justin? Is that what you said?
Yeah, hurry up and send me that link right now. Hurry up.
Justin's like, wait a minute, what are you talking about?
I can tell you right now, Europe is not going to put up with this because they haven't seemed to want to tolerate a whole lot of invasion of privacy issues in general from anybody. So
well, Europe doesn't like big tech. Let's face it.
Yeah. They're not going to tolerate this.
Another Facebook thing too. Facebook is looking to be ready to launch the new iPad app for Facebook, which is kind of weird because iPad's been out for a couple years now. All these apps have been created. Facebook has never had an official iPad app. They've had an iPhone app, not an iPad app. So people have been using apps such as Friendly, which I have, Friendly for Facebook. If Facebook releases this official Facebook app for the iPad, it's going to kill Friendly's business model because that's what people will go to. That was the only solution to use Facebook on the iPad without having to go.
I can't understand they didn't have an application beforehand. What was the deal?
Well, I don't know the exact term and what happened, but apparently it was just Facebook they didn't see the need to make one. They said people can go to the website. So, right. But people just, people kept complaining about it. And the thing is they get nothing out of it. There's no profit involved by making this. You're just going to give up. You're going to spend money and spend time in creating this app. And what does it get you? Nothing. It just gets your users to be able to use Facebook again on a different way. So that's probably why they didn't make it, because they felt there was no need to.
All right, Justin.
Good luck, boy.
Yeah, Justin, can you see your screen?
Yes, I can.
Here we go, Justin.
I got to see this. Oh, my God. I remember that, too. That was the Animal House Toga Party at one of those restaurants down by the U of A.
It was to celebrate the release of Animal House. Justin, in his little pudgier days.
Little pudgier days, but oh, my God, you're right. She is almost popping out.
That's not an elbow. That's not an elbow.
There, let's give you a better look at Justin's face there. There you go.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
oh, man.
A little bit chubbier. Those are back in my my partying college days, except without the college.
And just because we're the guys that we are, there you go. That's the shot everybody wanted to see.
And how young was she? How young was she?
She was had to be over 21.
Yeah, because they were all drinking there.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I wonder what she thinks.
She's
about
awfully developed,
No,
I
don't know.
Age, if that's what she looks like at that age,
she needs some more support.
As we go beyond decades, it's going to get a little. Well,
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I kind of.
I'm thinking she needed some more support. Yeah.
Yeah.
She will. Oh, she will.
That kind of leads into our next thing. There's another birthday looming on the horizon. and it's kind of a taboo topic.
Yeah.
But internet porn turns 30 soon.
It took them only 10 years to go from email to internet porn.
Yep, only
Yeah.
10 years apparently. And so what you're looking at is, looking at the evolution of that back when it was BBS day BBS bulletin board service days, up to now where you've got websites like YouPorn, RedTube, and not to name others. But these sites
Why?
out there
You've already
are
named
just,
a couple.
well, I just research and stuff
Yeah.
for the show. Of
Yeah.
course.
Now we can
but-
write it off.
There you go. But this segment's sponsored by YouPorn.
You know what? I don't understand, honestly. I mean, okay, I can understand the novelty of it, but this is big money.
This is
It's
big money.
huge money.
But it's also a problem for parents because it used to be back in the day when internet, just 5 years ago, these internet porn sites were protected to a certain degree, where if children stumbled upon these sites, they would still have to enter in and register to get access to
Right.
see these things. But you go to places like YouPorn or RedTube or whatever,
Right.
they're right there.
Yeah.
You just click play. It's
It
like
used- there used-
YouTube.
There
for
used to be
porn.
a policing that was done, and I don't know if it was a policing because of the legalities of it, or it was a policing just because at least the people that run these sites were like, okay, let's block this from a lot of kids. It just seems like that policing is all gone now. And I've done that too, where you stumble upon, the wrong site or something, and it's right there. There's your congressman right on the screen, and you're thinking, okay, wait a minute, I need to, there needs to be some kind of a block. Now, parents can block this stuff, but a lot of them don't know how to do it. And honestly,
third-party DNS services is one
honestly,
way.
I'll tell you what, a 15-year-old girl or 16-year-old boy does not, maybe not 16-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy does not want to see this stuff.
Yeah.
Really, I don't think they do.
No.
So,
At least not for long. They might want to go ha 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 and go.
exactly. And that's disgusting. And
Yeah. It's got to the point now where it's so readily available on the internet that it's parents really need to take charge and protect their families and children from this kind of stuff.
Well, and there's software you could use to do that if you want to. I mean, but again, it's just it takes a swift keystroke. That's all. I never forget before we blocked our forum, and sometimes it takes me a little while to get to the people who register for our forums. But honestly, I'll be honest with you, about 90% of the registrants to our forum are basically spammers. And I remember before I put that block on there, it was every day I was taking porn pictures down. And it's like that's all they want. They want you to click through the pictures so they can make their few bucks, whatever, or a few pennies, whatever they get for the link throughs. So, and I don't want people to come to our site and have that information available to them. That's not the reason for the show. There are other sites for that.
You're talking about like a swift keystroke. I'll tell you kind of a little bit embarrassing there. But yeah, I did go visit YouPorn one day, and it was stored in my history. So when I went back to my computer to go show my wife a YouTube video,
Did you?
I opened up the browser and started typing in "you" and hit enter, and it went to YouPorn, and bam, up pops the pornography. And she's like, "What is this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's not the website I wanted to show you.
Well,
Sorry."
it's funny
And
because
why didn't we see that last night?
yeah, I'll talk to people who will say, "Oh, I visited a porn site and now I got a virus." Porn sites themselves, and I'm not supporting them, but porn sites themselves are not ways that you're going to get spam. Going to a
No.
bad porn site, possibly, but going to
Well,
a site.
I'm sorry, Andy. Go ahead.
But going to a site just because it has adult content on it does not mean you're going to get a virus. And what you're clicking on, it's just like getting an email. You don't get a virus because you get an email. You get a virus because you clicked on something, or you downloaded something, or you authorized something.
A lot of these porn sites are just collections of pictures and videos from other sites. So, if you go to Google and type in porn or whatever, you're going to be brought up with these sites that are just a big collection of pictures of pornography, and you click on each of those pictures, and it leads you from one site to another, to another, to another, or whatever.
Right.
And this is where people get caught up in that stuff, and they end up getting to a bad site, and that's how they get the viruses.
Somebody asked me the other day, said, and this happens to me too. This will happen. They asked me, they said, what happens when you go to a website and you've gone through it through Google, and you're thinking it's safe, you've done a search for somebody, and you click on something, and something pops up, and all of a sudden it says, virus activity, and you see this thing going across the screen. What do you do? Click yes? Do you click cancel? I'm sorry. Here's my recommendation. turn off your computer.
Exactly.
Don't click anything. Don't hit. You could try Alt F4, but honestly, your best bet is hit that power
You're
button.
already infected.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, you're
Keep
infected with a piece of spyware or malware, but it hasn't been
Hasn't
activated
dropped.
yet.
Keep your finger on that power button. I know people say, "Boy, that's bad to do." If you're doing searches is why you want to save all the time, save what you have. As Gandalf says, pull the plug. Putting your finger on the power button is a great way to pull the plug. That is one way, but yes, that can happen. You can get infected very quickly. So I have a customer bringing me a computer today that, again, they were doing a search. They were searching. This is great. They were searching for landscapers. And
Oh, boy.
they ended up, for some reason, running into a site. They were on Google. They clicked through one of those recommendation sites, and next thing you know, they got infected with a virus. And they let it go through. They hit cancel. It wouldn't cancel. They hit OK. And that was it. Now they
Bam.
said they restarted their computer, and it right away comes up to a virus screen.
Yep.
So, and then once you do that, once your computer comes back up, I'd recommend unplugging your connection from the net, going through, clearing out your internet cache, doing all of
F5,
that,
safe mode.
and then go ahead and restart. But yeah, people need to learn this.
I'll tell you the most dangerous website of them all. I don't know if any of you guys have been there. Chat Roulette.
I've only been there once, only because it was popular in the news and they were talking about it. And I was like, after they did the report, and I was like, okay, I see what it is. I see what could happen. And I'm really not interested anyway because I'm too busy doing other stuff. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I think people who have idle time and are looking to be entertained, and not like me, I'm looking to be entertained, but I don't have a whole lot of idle time because I've got my interests and I can't even keep up with that.
I don't even know if you can say entertainment is the value of Chat Roulette. Andy, have you ever visited Chat Roulette?
No,
I
used to chat. I used to chat with. I used to go.
Dare you? I
No,
dare you
don't.
to go to
Double
Chat
dog
Roulette.
dare him?
I double dog dare you to go to Chat Roulette and just see what happens. It's like that 2 girls 1 cup thing. That's kind of reaction you get.
Now let me tell you this: I'm aware of 2 Girls 1 Cup. I've never seen it.
Oh
I don't
my
wanna
God.
see it.
I've never
I
seen
don't
it as
wanna
well,
see
but
You
from what
can't.
I've heard,
you can't find it anymore.
not even talk about
got
it.
taken off the net.
no, I doubt
Once
that.
I found out what it was about, I was like, okay, well, why do I need to see that? I don't need to see that.
No, what
You
I
told
like
me
to
what
I
do
figure
is
it was a
I like to
team of
watch
2
the
people.
videos of the people's reactions to that video.
Yeah. They did that once on Tosh.0, which I
Yeah.
love, and it was just man. Hey, did you guys? Any of you guys see the girl on YouTube that's made? She's become a big viral video. The cat girl,
lady?
the cat girl.
Oh,
Love
God,
that. I think
yeah.
it's phenomenal.
Is it real or fake? I don't.
It's
even
real.
Know which
It's
one
so
it was.
fake.
Okay.
I think it's real. Well, no, it is fake actually because I befriended her on YouTube. Subscribed to her videos. It is fake, but you know what? It's fun. But it's so much fun to watch. It's not dirty. It's not. It's just funny to watch because it's like the old Britney Spears one. Please leave Britney alone.
It couldn't hold me. I mean,
Yeah.
the beginning of it I like, and I got the joke, but for me it went on a little. Some of them go on a little too long, and they lose me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a link here in the chat room. This isn't the cat girl. I was actually searching for that, but I found this video right here. I'm gonna post in the chat room right now. This is such a funny video, and it's one of those where it's 2 cats talking or whatever, but it's the person who put the subtitles that just make this video just one of the best viral videos.
Is it like the kids, the 2 little kids? Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's like that. But
Yeah.
this is just, oh my God, it's so funny. If you watch it with sound later on. But it is hilarious. I watched that movie 20 times and I just laughed my ass off every single time. But
right.
it's good. Check out that video later.
All right, we'll do that. Have to check that one out. Okay.
Hey, to double back on what do you got, Andy? Because I was going to tag on.
I have a couple of things to show product wise, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, we'll do that. Well, no, let's do that because I don't want to run out of time.
Okay, a couple of things to get. First off, Slick let me know about this, and we're going to be giving one away on kgvy1080.com. This is a new camera. This is from Logitech. This is the 615. Now, Slick, I think you had noted this because not only is it for the PC, but also the Mac users could use this.
Isn't that the one that also folds?
Oh, yeah, I'll show you the fold in a second. But this also records in full 1080p, which has been something that was lacking from a lot of the cameras that were out on the market. You couldn't record in 1080p. But here's the neat thing about it. And, cameras have evolved over the years into different formats. in different ways that you carried them along. I think Slick. Which one are you using? The Fusion? No, you are using the Creative, right?
Yeah, Creative. Right.
Creative's nice. It folds up nice, but you can't get better than this if you want to put it in your backpack or laptop bag. This is the fold of the Logitech
Because
camera.
it covers the lens, right?
Yeah, covers the 615. You've got this basic cord right here, which is nice, but it comes with an extension cord as well. So if in an area where you need a longer cable, you've got that. But here's the cool thing. It's got the weighted base, so you have the weighted base here, which I love. All right, and then you have the camera itself. So you can spin the camera around. See that? How that spins around? So you spin the camera around, mount this on your, screen or your laptop. It's got a lip there to hold it, weight here to keep it down, and there you have your camera. And you can tilt it. So if you got somebody in the corner that, or you're at an angle and you want the camera to be looking at you, you have full capability to do that as well.
Very cool.
And again, folds up real nice. So we're going to be giving one away at KGVY1080.com this week. If you listen in the morning from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. Pacific, you'll find out how to win. It'll be a website contest, which is pretty nice. And then we'll test this out. And I know, Slick, you want to try it out as well, so we'll see what we can come up with for you on that. But here's the other thing, too, I thought was kind of neat. See the back of it? Tripod mount. So if you want to, this comes off. So if you want to mount this on a tripod, you can buy little mini pods now. You have this full capability of it, and we'll see how the picture is. I bet you the picture is pretty damn good.
Very cool.
So doesn't take up too much space. Next thing, and Justin, I guess you're not going to be. I thought you were going to be able to review this, but you don't have an Xbox 360. Just got this in.
Not anymore.
The movie comes out this weekend? Next weekend? Transformers, or it comes out in July?
Oh, it comes out soon. I don't know exactly when, but yeah.
Yeah, the game is now available, Transformers, and it's called Dark of the Moon. The game is for the Xbox 360. It has multiplayer and single-player action in it, and it's pretty sweet.
We should sync that up with Pink Floyd.
Oh, I like that. Dark Side of the Moon. It's pretty cool. So we'll give this a shot. So I thought you had Xbox 360. You're a PS3 guy.
I did. I had them both, actually, but then I had to make a decision on, because I was too much time. I don't have enough time in the day to be able to have both. And the Xbox 360, I was only playing Call of Duty, whereas the PlayStation, I was playing a bunch of other games. So I just decided to sell my Xbox 360 with the Kinect and everything. And
Wow.
the guy that bought it from me got a killer deal off of it. But now I'm just rocking the PS3. I love it.
And you're happy with that?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I
got tired of the Xbox 360, the online. I got tired of the little kids who would just, shout and tell you how gay you are and stuff like that all the time. I just got
Yeah,
tired
they
of
do.
it.
My daughter plays Call of Duty, and yeah, I've heard some of the things that they're saying. Although she's now getting into World of Warcraft, and although she's getting
God,
into
save her now.
she's getting into it a little late.
Now.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by that. All right, here's one for those that like good sound as well as video. SteelSeries has put out a new headset. You got to see this. This is really cool. This is the 5H V2. Now, Slick, aren't you rocking this one? The 5H V2?
No.
You know? This is a killer headset, and this is also, I don't know if you can tell, this is the Medal of Honor edition. So
Hey, Andy, I am wrong. You are correct. I am rocking the 5H V2. You are correct. I don't have them on right now.
Yeah.
I just noticed it when you showed it on the camera. You're right. Different coloring. I got the standard black.
Yeah, that's the main difference is, they did a licensing agreement with Medal of Honor, and which is still a popular title in the stores. They've got the Medal of Honor. Yeah, they got the Medal of Honor keypads, the mouse pads. I would have hoped the game right off the bat would have done better. But I think it's competing right now. It's competing with Call of Duty, competing with what's the other one? There's another shoot 'em up game that's out there in the market.
There's a couple different ones. SOCOM.
Yeah.
But yeah, Call of Duty is the main.
Now,
the main one. You got Halo. You got Gears of War.
Now this is for PC. This headset is for the PC user. It has has headset so you can do the online gaming with whether you use a Ventrilo or one of the other services that are out there. But I'm friends with. I want to say I'm friends with Bruce Hauver, the CEO of the company. But I more than anything, I love their products. Good products. If you look at it, that's what I wear. Here, I wear it when I'm in the field. I love their headphones, and I used to think I had to buy $200, $300 Sennheisers. Nothing against their product. They make a good product as well. These are inexpensive, and they work well, and they sound great, and they're really comfortable. So a little something there for you from SteelSeries. All right.
Very cool.
And this computer that's behind me right here is a Dell. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's an HP that I think I talked about last week, and I said was having motherboard issues, and at least that's what we assumed it to be. We went and purchased another motherboard, but wouldn't you know it, didn't fix it. So we tested the CPU. CPU's fine. Everything's fine. So we have to assume that it's the motherboard. But I went and purchased the motherboard this week.
Oh, excuse me.
Thank you. All right. And Justin will be taking that call in another room. And bringing us up to you and me. They're slick. All right. So this is the AS Rock. Now, I have not heard too much about this board, but it has some features that are kind of nice. It'll run, of course, the 755 Core 2 Extreme. Has support for 1600 frontside bus or DDR2 800. It came with an instruction booklet that was huge. It has some software that's part of it. And so I'm hoping this works this time. And then while I was out there, I bought this at SWS, one of our local places, for $49. While I was out there, I found a processor, a used processor, Intel Core 2 Duo, slower. It's a 1.8 gigahertz processor, and I got it for $32. So I figure I can test it out and be sure, because that's the problem when you don't have enough test stuff. Is if it's one, it could always be one thing, could be another thing, could be another thing. I've changed power supply, bought another power supply just in case. So it probably means that when I'm done with this, I'm going to have an extra system that I'm going to be selling. So there you go. And I think that's it. That's all we have. Oh, also this week we did get in, and I don't have it here in the studio, but did get in the Silencio 550 from Cooler Master. Here is the perfect, and we're going to do a video on this one. But for those that run a studio setup, whether it be a sound studio, a show like this, and you want the most quiet, computer, it is built for silence. The fans, everything is suppressed so that you can basically get the cooling you need for a high-end system, but also have the silence of a system. And that's what Cooler Master has built with this new Silencio case. And I'm hoping to put it together and just see, maybe do a couple of noise tests on the Cooler Master. We've got the half 932 versus the Silencio to see which one is quieter. Because I remember in the KLPX we had, Justin, you never saw this new studio, but we had these big cases inside a cabinet. I don't know why Greg, the engineer, built them in a cabinet. Probably because they were screamers. They were super, super loud. And the fact is, you try and suppress that sound by putting them in a cabinet, you're making them work harder.
Mm-hmm.
So, never understood that. So, there you go. That's what I got now. So, Slick, you had some stuff, too, you wanted to talk about.
No, I was just going to tag on to something about that Justin was talking about internet stuff before. And on Monday, a couple days from now, ICANN, the body that coordinates internet names, they're going to have a special board meeting in Singapore. Right now, we've got about 310 generic top-level domains. I'm talking about the .coms, .orgs, .info, .name, that kind of stuff. Only 22 of them are kind of generic. Now, those are the .nets, .coms, .orgs, .infos.
Right.
About 250 of them are country-level domains like .uk, .us, .cn for China, that kind of thing. So now they're looking at opening it up wide. Now, we're probably mostly all aware of the talks that have been going on to get, as we had talked a little earlier, the XXX domain. So maybe the adult content providers might be willing to move all this stuff over there, and then we can, cause a little buffer, a nice buffer between people. And I think it's a nice public service. If you're an adult, if you got adult content, just put it on XXX. That way, if people want to find it, they can find it, and
Do you think it'll happen?
Separate them.
Do you think it'll happen?
I hope it'll happen.
I
hope it'll happen for two reasons.
Right.
One is a public service. Two, from my standpoint, I believe it's a great business decision. I do.
Right.
If I'm producing porn, I want people to find it.
A lot of their money comes from people accidentally stumbling upon their sites and going, "Oh, what's this?"
Well, here's the other thought, guys. Governments can block XXX domains. They can't block .com domains.
Yeah.
They could block content, I guess, but it would be a lot easier to just block the XXX domain. So countries that are not privy to having this kind of content, and they basically find it on other servers outside of the area. It just makes you wonder if they'd be able to block. They'd be able to block that a lot easier. So they would still be looking for .coms. So those .coms would be set up then to redirect you to .XXX. I agree. I think it's a great idea. Just put everything there. That way, depending on whatever your fetish is or whatever, you go find it there.
Well, here's the story
what
for
about
Monday.
what about sites? What about like adult-oriented sites like that? Not necessarily porn. Like what is the one that Penthouse owns? It's like a social network
Friend
site.
Finder?
Yeah, like Friend Finder, adult Friend Finder.
Okay.
A site like that. Would that move to a XXX, or would that be a
that
.com?
should be allowed to have both. I think that should be allowed to have both because they're not really showing pornography.
Right.
They're connecting people. It's social networking.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
If they were producing just right off the bat off the homepage content, boom, right there for free, then I go XXX, put them over there.
I like what Tyson says. I think they should be pushed to move or pull their site. For a network admin, it would be a heck of a lot easier to block the sites. Absolutely true.
Yep. I don't think it would happen though. I think they'd have to make it a law before it'll happen.
Yeah, but then you run into the whole censorship issue. What is considered enough to be moved to a XXX? Like us talking about it, would this put us in that is this conversation salacious or is it informative? That's what that's what you have to wonder then. And what is considered pornography?
Come to our new website, TechtalkRadio.XXX.
Think
won't
about
do
this.
it. I tried to talk him into it. He won't do it, Justin.
So it's a good point. You think we'll hear something this week, or are they going to make decisions this week, or is more conversation?
Well, not on the .XXX, but they are going to be talking about now. This ICANN meeting that they have is going to run all week, but on Monday they're going to talk about, if not more throughout the week, they're going to talk about more domain name, more GTLDs, top level domains. Like they're proposing things like .apple, .coke, .bank, .vegas, .canon, .nyc, .london, .food.
So basically, you could have if you're a big corporation, you could buy your own domain.
Yep.
What a great idea! Then you could develop a social network rather than using Facebook, which would be sounding kind of silly, but you could develop a network within that domain.
So it would be like if you were a company that manufactured various items. I'm going to just pick one out of the air. Sony.camera, Sony.sound, Sony.computer, that kind of
Right, or something .sony instead. Because we could do, you could do subdomains, no problem. But you're talking about TLDs, top-level domains.
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of interesting. I like it. All right. Other than that, we'll be back next week, starting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, going from 8 to 10 on our new time slot, and then hopefully have some news as well. Slick, I know you're dad, so happy Father's Day. Justin, are you a pop?
Not yet.
You working on it?
Maybe.
Well, happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there, and I know in memory of your father, Justin, and in memory of mine as well. Happy Father's Day to them too. So, good stuff. Well, you all have a wonderful weekend.
You too, Andy.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, we'll talk to everybody later. This is Tech Talk Radio, and we're signing out.